What's that you say? You want to know what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. It's time for Gazbot to power on! And I need to put this down. On! Hey everybody, thanks for coming in. Sorry I'm starting a little bit late. I got the stream going, but I wasn't ready to be here. I had to fix a few things behind the scenes. But now we are here. It is going. I see we got a Peter Palmiotti, we got a Big Dog, we got a Samurai Ox. At least. There may be others, but those are the people who are making their presence known. So thank you for being here and chatting. Thank you for being here and lurking. And as always, what are we doing? Well, this is Twitch Request Live, which means that for the next hour and a half, I started a little bit late, so I'll run a little bit late. I will be taking requests. Let me clear this off. That was a kaiju commission I was working on, so let me open up a new file folder here. Let me open it up for commissions real quick. Hold on. Let me get that going while I'm chatting to you all. Okay, so that is open. So as it says, you do the exclamation point, request, space, and what it is you want, and it'll go in the queue. And we'll go from there. And I'll give a couple seconds for that to get going while I also, like I said, open up a file here to be able to draw in. And I might just go straight into requests today rather than do my own thing. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let me check over here. Where'd my chat go? Oh, I see. Console. Oh, I see the requests coming in already. Peter Palmiotti and Samurai Ox battling it out. They were here last week. Hey, Marshall Lee, Donkey Jaw Projects Productions. Donkey Jaw, Marshall Lee, Plex Couture. How you doing? Thanks for popping in, Marsh. All right, so let's see what we got in the queue, if anything yet. So we got two in there. I'll give it a few. You know, I will do a quick little sketch for myself, and then I'll give people a chance to get things in the queue. For those that are new, you can only have one in the queue at a time. And then last week I was doing random, and I was keeping it. I was making sure I did each one at 15 minutes, trying different things. I think this week I will still do random, but I won't make a point of doing 15 minutes. I'll do it as short or as fast as I want, depending on the subject matter and what it warrants. But while we're letting that fill up, I'll just do a quick little Jim Jam sketch here. Some kind of face monster guy. Let me see. Right now we only got two in the queue. I think I just saw somebody chatting, trying to put something in. Big Dog. If you want it to be Big Dog, if you want it to be in the queue, you have to use the format exclamation point request space and then what you want. You can see how the people above you did it. Then it goes in the queue to be chosen randomly. So I see you're asking for Lord Draken, but what is this? But your own version if you were to take other powers of. Oh, gotta make it difficult. But yeah, put that in the queue, and that way you have a chance of it getting chosen. Because right now only two are in the queue. Big Dog, you are not in the queue, and I think you would like to be based on the fact that you just tried to put a request in. And I'm just gonna do some kind of weird monster guy head here while I give the Big Dog and whoever else a chance to get in on this lovely Friday evening. It's 5:40, so. You know, not too bad. A little bit late. Again, I apologize for that, but I'll go a little late to cover it. I think I'm going to give this guy some tentacles, some kind of Zoidberg Cthulhu sort of thing going on. You know, let's give him sunglasses. Let's break it up. Maybe he's a detective, and on his world, this is just how people look. I'll give him a little bit of a trench coat thing going on here. Goots. And maybe a hat. Yeah, we'll give him like a backwards baseball cap. So he's a detective, but he's undercover, you see. He's not better yet, he's not a police detective. He's like a private investigator. All right, I'll do a quick cleanup layer on that, and then we'll move on to requests. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got a few things in here. Big Dog, we got it. Okay, cool. Marshall Lee, you're in. Alita Battle Angel. Did I do it right? Yes, you did. Okay, so we got 4 in there now, which means if you're in there, you have a 25% chance of being chosen. And if you're not in there, well, you still have a few seconds. And not just seconds, because you could put it in later and you still have a chance of getting in. It's not a first come, first serve kind of thing. It's a put it in the queue and hope you get picked kind of thing. So the person that puts it in last could get it. The person that puts it in the first could get it. Let me check the chat, see if I missed anything. People saying hello. People putting in requests. Oh, this is not scrolling down the way it's supposed to. My chat has frozen, it seems, on this. Let me try something real quick here. Sorry about that. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it's caught up. Overdrive 00, hello. Welcome aboard. And let me check. I think you have a request in there, and it made it. Burger King, the Burger King. Okay, cool. That's funny because we did Mac Tonight from McDonald's last week, so that kind of balances it out. Ox, do we get bonus points for our birthdays? No. I was like, well, when's your birthday? And you know what? No. You get a. Is today your birthday, Ox? Because it didn't say that on Facebook, so it isn't real. If it. Let's see. Peter also asking, is today your birthday, Ox? Tomorrow it will be. Oh, well, in that case, yes, you do get bonus points for your birthday, but it's not your birthday, so no. I will give you an early happy birthday and say that I hope your night tonight as well as your day tomorrow goes excellent and your whole weekend. Why not? But that does not give you preferential treatment when it comes to getting chosen because I have already established I'm doing random this week. So sorry about that. Otherwise, but also you and Peter have this sort of rivalry of whose thing is going to get chosen, and I feel like it would be an unfair advantage for you to get chosen because it's your birthday. Because then Peter would be like, "Oh, I need to make it my birthday now," and then chaos would ensue as he changed the timeline to fit his needs. And put this in here. Let me see what else we got going on. Big Dog, Cool Thulu. Yes, yes, yes. You get half the profits, which will be 0. But Cool Thulu. There you go. I did give him a little bit of a nose, which I think Cthulhu doesn't usually have. But again, this is Cool Thulu, so there you go. I'm not gonna get too crazy on him. I'm basically. I was gonna put more detail in, but I'm basically just cleaning up the lines I already put down because I don't want to spend too much time on this. It's just a little warm-up Jim Jammer. I used to do kind of a one for me, one for you thing, but lately I've been doing just one in the beginning and then getting right into the requests, which is probably the format I'll continue to follow because it takes so long to do the requests. When I was doing the 1-in-1, I would do like 2 requests, and that's not enough for a request show, in my opinion, at least. All right, I am doing a bad. Oh no, I guess I'm framed up okay. I just have to sit like a normal person. I'm sitting like this and wondering why I'm not on camera. All right, I'm gonna put some shadow in his shades. The Cool Thulu shadow shade and some spotters, and then maybe just a couple of these little things just to make it look 3D. Let me see. Ox is gasping. Peter, it's my birthday this year too. Happy birthday this year, Peter. Well, I hope you have a good today, tomorrow, the whole weekend, and a good year. It's a good year to have a birthday, so congratulations on that. I guess you're turning another age than the one you are now, so welcome. And he's got like a t-shirt that I'll give him a black t-shirt to kind of put some contrast in here. La, 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 Cool Thulu with a black t-shirt. Goo. All right. And then I'll take this and bring it down to 25, and then I'll do a quick shadow layer just to make the whole thing look a little bit more finished, and then we're going to do a random pick and see what we got. Marshall says Cthulhu Dude. Cthulhu Dude works, but I got to be honest, Cool Thulu I think rolls off the tongue a little bit better. So maybe Cthulhu. Why is this not? There we go. Cthulhu. Cool Thulu is like the name of the comic, and then Cthulhu Dude is what he goes by or something. But I feel like the advertising, the Cool Thulu, right, is a better tagline maybe. Maybe it's like, hey, he's a Cthulhu dude in a Cthulhu world. It's Cool Thulu coming to theaters this Friday, the day before Ox's birthday. That was really specific. I know. All right, a little bit more sheeting. And there's still time. Oh, well, there's time until the end of the show to put a request in, but there's still time to get in on the first round of request selection process right now. Put a little shadow in here. I'm going to cover this whole thing up because these are sunglasses after all. Okay, and then I'll turn this all down to 50. There, and then I'm going to take this down to 10. Just erase it all together. And instead I'll put one more layer of darker shadow. And I'll make that 50 as well. And we'll just do a little bit here, and then we're going in. Let's see. Peter Palmiotti, Big Dog. I too was once birthed. I think that's a common thing here. There aren't too many clones or robots that I'm aware of in the feed. Marshall Lee, February 22nd, ill 40. Or I'm guessing you're saying you'll be 40 on February 22nd. Well, so happy month. Peter gets a whole year. Ox gets a weekend. You get a month. It's an unfair, weird system we're working with here. Ooh, come on, get out of here. There little bit under there, and a little bit under there. All right, I don't want to spend too long on this. I'll call this done just to get a move on the requests. So we'll call it cool through. And then we'll erase everything we just did to make room for the next thing. Put a layer. Let me double check on chat. Catch up on chat here. Hey, Raleigh, what's going on? Raleigh Revolver with the heart. Thank you. Another Twitch, a lot of Twitch streamers here you can follow, and Raleigh is one of them. Overdrive, Cool Thulu reminds me of 90s cartoon and drug commercial. It's true. What are you doing? Oh, I'm trying the newest crack drug. Don't do that. Why not? Because Cool Thulu wouldn't. That's right, kids. When you do crack, you're cracking your future to pieces. Thanks, Cool Thulu. Anyway, I slobbered all over myself. Let's Peter Palmiotti, Big Dog, the Big 40. Wow. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Peter's laughing at Big Dog and then talking about Marshall as Big 40. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the queue. And if you were here last week, you'll know that there's a weird thing where it picks randomly, but it makes it disappear. So I actually have to take a picture of the list so that I can see what's missing. So we got 5 in there. I'm going to do pick random right now. Kloop. And let's see what disappeared. It is not Burger King. It is, I think it's Big Dog. Damn, I did not want to do yours. All right. Yep, it's Big Dog. Okay, now here's the reason I didn't want to, because I like Power Rangers, so it's not like that. But I feel like this is going to be too much for a quick request, so it's going to not be very good. Because Lord Draken, for those that don't know, and I'm going to do it, Lord Draken, for those that don't know, is a comic book Power Ranger character that is an evil version of Tommy as the White and Black Ranger. And I'm pulling up a reference on the other screen right now. That's why I'm looking strangely. So he is like evil Tommy, mix of green and white, Lord Draken, which is fine. But the twist that has been put on it, which is what's going to make it not difficult to do in a quick time, because it's just a sketch, not like a commission, is that he's asking me to put my own spin on it, because, spoilers for those that are going to read the book, as it goes on, Lord Draken starts acquiring powers of other Rangers from other seasons and things like that. So it incorporates itself into his, image, his suit and everything. So I can't just do Lord Draken. I have to mix in something else. And so I'll be referencing Lord Draken while inventing a new version in like 10 minutes. Probably more like 15. Let's see, what do we got here? Samurai Ox. Oh my god, yes. If you do crack, you'll be cracking your future. Oh, the spelling works even better. Excellent. I should have. You're better than me. Baja Bug. Popping in, got a sec. Hey Baja Bug. Thanks for stopping by. Feel free to throw out a request if you're going to hang out. And we're going to start our first one right now, which of course is Lord Draken mixed with something else. So I'm going to start just by doing a rough of the Lord Draken helmet base version. And again, the base version is already a mix of green and white. Here's the other thing. I feel like a lot of when he absorbs other powers, a lot of the helmet has like slight changes, but the suit has more. But I don't even have time to mess around with that. The helmet's gonna take me long enough. So I have to pick what other season it's gonna mix with, because I don't think he just said pick what I want. And then Baha saying hi, Docs. I got my stream. Oh, cool. Well, enjoy the 9 minutes of peace before the craziness of your stream engages. And I hope your stream goes lovely. Lovely, I say. I hope it goes lovely. But yeah, so what I was saying is the version, when he absorbs a power, a lot of that shows up in the suit. And we're not going to see much of the suit, so that's an extra challenge there. Yeah, this is part of the reason I didn't used to do random. Last week, up until recently, I didn't do random. I just picked what I wanted, and I didn't put a time limit on it. And then last week, I tried the time limit as well as the random. And the time limit, I didn't love. The random I did, though. I like, because I like to keep it like a fair thing, and I didn't want to just always be picking, things I wanted versus whatever. But the one thing that not doing random helped was weeding out more difficult or elaborate things, you know, because one person would say do Spider-Man, and another person would say, oh, do my original character that is also riding a bike and sitting next to Superman, and like, oh, that's way too much, you know. So now this isn't that bad, but it's on the fence where I probably would not have picked this, at least as far as the first one, because there's no way I could do it quickly. And it, like I said, it falls a little bit into the more of a commission versus a quick sketch. However, you know, I'm a man of my word, and I'm an honorable person. I'm going to say foe. I'm an honorable foe. So I will do my best to honor the request. But that's the danger of the random system, is that I will do things that are a bit beyond what I should be doing right now. Okay, move that up a little bit. Oops, not D. But that's fine. We got to stretch ourselves. And I did not mean to switch to black. I'll stay blue. Okay. I'll stay in blue, B. However that song goes. That's not how it goes. All right, so I kind of have a base of the basic Draken. I'm going to take that down to 50%, and now I got to mix him with something. Let me check the chat real quick before I move on to that. Bahabug, yeah, when you're going wonderfully, I hope it carries all the way through. Nice. Is he from the comics? Yes, he is from the comics. Oh, actually, here, I'll just pull this over. This is the character we're doing right here, Lord Draken. He's from the comics, evil Tommy Oliver, a mix of blue and white from an alternate dimension. Ox, was your stream not as demanding as Zook? Saw she's been having problems with her computer. Oh, you know, I didn't even I didn't even think about that. It might not be as demanding because she's doing the Overwatch thing. We did have somebody come out and mess with the internet. There's somebody else has to come out. Like, they kind of worked on our house, but then someone else has to come out and do something with the box outside. So I think it's better. I don't know if it's 100% fixed, but I didn't even think about it. I'm just like, I got to stream, and it seems to be working. So if it craps out, well, I'm sorry, but I'm here doing it now. Raleigh saying hi to Baja. Baja saying hi to Raleigh. Everybody's friends. I'm going to stand up for a second because over here, actually, you know what? Oh, I don't need this. I'm going to see if I could, if you get motion sick, look away. I'm going to move the camera, see if I can show you. Over here, this is in front of me, I have a bunch of Sentai / Power Ranger vinyl Sofubis. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of having to look stuff up, I'm just going to grab one of these to mix in. And I'm going to go with Tokyo Gogo, which is from Tokyuger, which has not been adapted to a Power Ranger season, so that will be more interesting to me, because a lot of the Ranger seasons in the comics that are official have been adapted, so this one is super unlikely to ever be combined. So now what I'm going to do is look at the picture in front of me that's the base form, and then look at her and see what elements I would incorporate to if he absorbed the Tokyuger powers. And the most obvious one to me is the sort of the train tracks on the visor. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this down to 25, and I'll put some train tracks on his visor, but not as many, because she's got, like, I'll keep a little bit in the front like that. And maybe, you know, maybe I'll make them into like fangs, so it gives the illusion of train tracks, but because there's so much fang stuff going on with the dragon and the tiger already. And then maybe will I do one in the middle? Let me see. It kind of reminds me, the new season of Super Sentai, I forget what it's called. It's like Ryu Soja or something like that. It's like Dragon Knight. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. So I kind of like that. All right. The other thing that Tokyugers have is a number, if you can see that. Oops. So she's Tokyo Gogo instead of pink because they have the number 5. That's her number, and they can change color. So I need to incorporate that somewhere. Maybe where he has his gem, I'll change that and make that, instead of the gem, it'll be the number, and we'll make it a 6 since he's a 6th ranger for his base. So there's that, but maybe I'll make that red so it still kind of fits in. All right, and then I think the rest of it I could kind of leave similar. I think those are two, because again, when he gets the powers, he changes slightly each time. So it's like, if this is the only one he's absorbed, it wouldn't be that crazy. And over time, as he absorbs more, it would get, you know, more and more crazy. So I'll keep it basically like that. Bring this up here, clean this up a little bit. I'm not sure. I said color, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do color. I guess it'll see how long it takes me to clean this up to decide if I want color or not. And while I'm doing this, again, all the requests that were put in already are still in there and still in the running to get chosen next time. And if you don't have a request in, feel free to put one in, because I'll be doing several more today. Tonight, whatever you want to say. Say Baja Bug. Which is the one with the fruit armor? That is not. That is Gaim. That is Kamen Rider Gaim, and that is not Super Sentai. Super Sentai is a show that Power Rangers is based on. Kamen Rider is a show that Masked Rider was based on and was not as popular in the U.S. But I haven't seen Gaim, but I understand it's one of the better seasons, despite looking ridiculous. Like it's actually like really good somehow. So, but yeah, that is a different universe entirely, and they sometimes cross over. But I don't think I've ever seen a Sentai slash Power Rangers character take on the powers of a rider. Maybe in a movie or something that I haven't seen. I'll put a little bit of black in here too, because she has a little bit of black, like a pointy black on the bottom. Let me see. Goop. So, and that kind of fits his evil persona to add a little bit more black in there. I like that. Actually, this might be good enough for a cleanup layer, and then I'll throw some color on top of it. Like basically, it's the choice of do I want to like clean it up more, make the lines better, or do I want to throw the color on it? And I think it'll be better served by throwing the color on it. So he's got tiger lines. Yeah, I've seen almost every episode of Power Rangers. There's like 3.5 I think I haven't seen. Sentai, I'm the opposite, where I've only seen like I think 3 seasons to any degree, and then a couple random movies and episodes here and there. But I think I've only watched 3 full seasons and then parts of others. Kamen Rider, I've watched a good chunk of the first one and a little bit of X-Aid, which is a video game themed one that came out a couple years ago, and that's it. So like my Kamen Rider knowledge is not very strong. That looks a little weird the way I did that. Let me redo that. Make a straight line up. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Baja Bug, Kamen Rider is different from Power Rangers or Sentai. Yeah, absolutely. Baja Bug, yeah, podcast was hyping it up and was interested in checking it out. Well, like I said, I haven't watched it, but I've heard nothing but good things about Gaim, which, again, I always saw that design. I'm like, that looks stupid. Like, fruit, but I've learned my lesson because this character, which is based on Tokuger, which is a train theme, and I was like, that's like the dumbest theme I've ever seen, and the train tracks and their faces and whatever. But I loved it. It was a great season. I really enjoyed it. And then the not current but previous Sentai season was called Q Ranger, and I love the suits and the mechs and all the designs and stuff. And I'm not loving the show now. Granted, I'm only like 8 or 10 episodes in, and it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. But it's like the epitome of you can't judge a book by a cover. You can't judge a Sentai by its designs, because and Kamen Rider by extension. Let's see. Marshall Lee, do a Power Rangers Stranger Things mashup. Power Strangers. I think you just like that because it rhymes. That's what I think. I'm going to give a little bit of an indent here, which he doesn't have, but the Tokugers have a little bit. And then I'll go back down here. That'd be a good t-shirt, like one of those threadless mashup designs. I haven't been keeping track. How long has this been taking me? Let's see. So this is this is taking a long time. This is already over 15 minutes, I think, which is kind of what I was saying about the time limit. Like, I don't know how I could possibly have done this in 15 minutes, even at this rough level. And then other ones, like if I had Garfield or something, I can get it done in like 5 minutes, So it's weird. But like I said, I'll go a little bit over today since I was running a little late, and since this one's taking a little bit longer as well. Some of the other ones in the queue I could tell won't take as long as this. Actually, I messed up that chin. He needs to have a little bar under his chin, but I need to add it so it goes lower, and I accidentally went the other way and cut it in. So yeah, there, should go like this. And then he's got his little tiger fangs coming up. That's better. And then this whole thing up here. And then he's got the whiskers coming out like the White Ranger originally did. Cool. Okay. And then, will I change anything on his body? I think I might give him the number here, but I don't think you would see it from this angle. So a lot of this is going to stay the same. He's sort of got an amalgam of the dragon shield and the tiger shield going on. That's what he normally has. So at least the collar is going to be the same. She's got white, and he has white. Otherwise, that'd be something I could change. And then I guess maybe what I could do is, let me see if I have enough. No, it just doesn't really show up. Oh, I know what I would do. You won't see it in this, but he has a circle right here with his emblem, and I would put the 5 in the circle. So if this was more of a full piece, that's what I would change right there. But unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see it in this version. I also, unintentionally, but I think it fits, I made his helmet a little bit slimmer than I think it usually is. But I kind of like that because the Tokugers are very streamlined They don't have a lot of extra stuff on them. Even when they power up and stuff, they don't have like a big battleizer mode or anything. So it kind of makes sense to me that he'd be a little slimmer, maybe. Who knows? I mean, that's me justifying after the fact. That's like a little retcon of like, why is the Green Lantern not able to fight Yellow? Well, because parallax, and that's always been the case, even though we never said that ahead of time. That's essentially what I'm doing right now. Put a little shine here. Now this is green, but I'm making it shiny anyway because I don't care. And I'll put a little dark under his chin. Let me take this layer down to 25. All right. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a different color than green here. Oh, maybe just in the middle where the circle would be. I'll change that. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of the train, like she has train lines on, so I'll put those lines on this part. You won't be able to see it very much, but I'll just hint at it. Okay, so I'm going to throw some quick colors, and then we're going to move on. Oh, boy, I missed some stuff. Let's see. Bunch I missed. Sorry. So, Samarax laughing. Peter Palmiata, Ranger Things. Everybody's enjoying that, as did I. Samarax, the mask would open up like a Devo Gordon. That would be insane. Overdrive. Have you seen the trailer for the new Power Rangers fighting game? And if so, what do you think of it? I have. I'm not overly impressed with it. I like that it has a bunch of different characters. But there's a game on the phone called, oh brother, I'm forgetting what it's called. If Big Dog's here, I think he might know. But it has like the same graphics. So the fact that it's going to be a console game using the same engine and graphics as a phone game I've already been playing for free doesn't thrill me. Now that doesn't mean I won't like take a look at it. I'm not going to run out and buy it. I also don't have a lot of time to play games anymore. But if it gets like awesome reviews, I might revisit my ideas and maybe try it. Again, the best thing about it is that it has all the different characters, but the fact that it's based on a game that already exists for free doesn't thrill me. Donkey Marshall Lee says, I can't listen, just watching the chat art. And, oh, that's cool, man. Whatever, however it works. Hey, Krasy. Thank you. He says this is dope. Thank you. Ox says, hey, Krasy. Did the raid not go through? I may have closed my OBS too quickly. Oh, I don't know. I didn't see a raid pop up. Maybe, let me see. Maybe it did. Maybe I missed it. Am I being a jerk? I didn't see it come up, though. Well, whether it came up or not, oh. Maybe it did. Well, if the raid worked and I just didn't get an announcement, well, thank you for giving me the raid, whether it worked or not. But regardless, yeah, if you're new here, great, thanks. If not, great, thanks. Great, thanks. That's my answer to everything. Now, I appreciate you trying to give me the raid, Krasy, and if it didn't work, that's fine. And if it did, good goes. All right, so did I miss anything else here? What did you think of the Power Rangers coming in 2020? I reserve judgment on that too. I did not love the last movie. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. So I'd be interested to see what they do next, but I'm not like super excited. I'm not like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. Okay, I'm doing color now, by the way, and I'm just gonna do some flat colors. I'm not gonna get too crazy. So yeah, I would. You know what? I'm gonna put pink in here too. Why not? Instead of red, just to kind of tie it together with her power that he absorbed. And then I'll go some green. It kind of reminds me of the legendary Godzilla movie came out. Like, I like it, but I don't love it. And I'm more excited for the sequel to Godzilla than I was for the original. And I feel like that's kind of how I would sum up my feelings towards the new Power Ranger movie. I do like that Hasbro now owns it because even though I didn't love the Transformers movies that Hasbro did, I did like Bumblebee, and I do think Hasbro is a better company than Saban, so they have a better chance of doing something cool with it. And the end of the last one had them looking for Tommy Oliver, so bringing in the Green Ranger would be cool. So that was the long answer. The short answer is I will go see it when it comes out for sure. Peter Palmieri, there was a raid. You have 20 peeps here. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry for not. I don't know why I didn't get a notification. I've been doing this for a few months, but I'm still a noob. The technology part of it baffles me sometimes, and I didn't hear. Usually, it pops up like, "Hey, so and so gave you a raid," or "Hey, here's some bits," and it didn't pop up. I don't know why. But thank you for the raid. Thank you for all the new people who joined. By the way, anyone new who is here. I do this every Friday. It's Twitch Request Live. This is a request I'm doing. I didn't just decide to do this. And you can request. It doesn't cost anything. You just exclamation point, request, space, and what you want, whatever character or whatever, and it goes into a queue, and then I randomly pick one. This was the first one. I'm almost done with it, and then I'm going to pick another one in a minute. And it doesn't matter if you were here first or last. It's at least for today, is completely random. Your chances of being picked are no better or worse than anyone else's. You can chat if you want, but you don't have to chat to be entered into possibly getting your sketch request. I think I explained that well. One thing I realized as I was doing this, which I didn't intend to, is he normally has eyes like black and red, like evil tiger eyes in his helmet, and I didn't put them in. And I didn't do that on purpose, but I'm going to leave them out. A, because of time, but B, because, well, maybe that's one of the changes of the Tokugers. They're a very bright, kind of imaginative, like super goody-goody team. And so maybe that, like, unintentionally he purged a little bit of the darkness from himself. Why will that not fill properly? And again, this is an example of retconning, but whatever works. All right, so I will make, should I make those silver? I like them better silver, I think. I was going to make the bars coming down gold to match the rest. Let's see. Marshall, can you request more than one character? Not in one request, you can't. But if you've already requested and it gets chosen, then you could pick another one. You can only have one request in at a time, otherwise it's not fair if you have 2 or 3 in there for everyone else. But if you say I want Superman fighting Batman, I will remove it because that's too much for what I'm doing here today. I'm mostly just doing quick sketches. I don't know if that answers your question. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh, I forgot to put a line for his mask. I'll do that real quick right here. Just kind of going down the middle. Boop. And a little bit of shadow there. Okay. And then we're going to do some gray. We're almost done. Oop, forgot to do this. Let me switch back to pencil. And what is Marsh saying? Oh, here's Danny. Hello, Danny F9. Welcome aboard. He put in a request for Mecha King Ghidorah. Wow, that's a deluxe one too. You guys aren't messing around. This is also why I took off the time limit, because Mecha King Ghidorah in 15 minutes will look like a pile of garbage. Oh, see, now I got a notification. What do we got here? Airzuki cheering with 100 bits. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the cheer, Zooks. I appreciate that. So that's weird. So it does seem like my notifications are working. So I wonder why I didn't hear anything for the raid. It's a puzzle for another time. Let's see. Big Dog, digging the multiple colors, and he didn't always have tiger eyes depending on the form, so you're good. Okay, cool. Airzuki, oh, Ranger, yes. Marshall, that makes sense. Cool. And then Peter, woohoo! Yeah, this is Lord Draken if he was mixed with Tokyu. Well, I did Go-Go, whereas he's Roku. 5 is Go, and Roku is 6 in Japanese, so that's, again, their naming convention. I need to do a little silver. So this was the Big Dog's request. Oops, yeah, that's right level. This was the Big Dog's request, and he wanted Lord Draken mixed with some other Ranger power. So I picked Tokugers because I had a Sofubi nearby, and because they would never do that since they don't yet exist in the universe. I guess Go Busters would have been a good one, because Go Busters is the new season Beast Morphers that's going to be coming out, but that is going to be coming out, so it's possible they could do it, and this one is less possible. Plus, I like Tokugers. And as I was talking about it, the whole storyline of maybe it starts turning him more towards the light, I like that fake story that I invented. Now that is too dark, so I'm going to go in here. Oh, another announcement. Purple Rose is now following. Thank you very much, Purple Rose. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you for the follow. That is a lovely thing to do for anyone. All right, I wasn't going to do a shading, but I feel like because there's so much white I have to, so I'm going to do one quick layer of just a black cell shade wash, and then we're going to do requests. So once again, if you don't have a request in, exclamation point, the word request, space, and then the character you want, and you will be entered into the random pool. Cost nothing but your time doing that. If you want to chat, that's great, but you don't have to chat to put a request in. You could be a lurker that just puts a request, no problem. And we are very close to that time. I would like to put some scales in here for like the dragon stuff, but that'll take too much time, so I'm just going to move on. You know what, as I say that though, I will do one more layer on top of this just to put a highlight on the gold and stuff, because otherwise it's not going to look right. This, yeah. So it really is a trade-off. If you put in the more complicated, whoa, what's going on? Marshall Lee now following. Thank you very much, sir. Now I got 2 follows in 2 seconds. Well, maybe 10 seconds, but still, that's great. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do the quick highlight layer. So yeah, the more complicated the request, the longer it's going to take, and the less finished it'll be. Although this is fairly finished. And the simpler the request, the more I can get to. So it's kind of like you guys are going to determine how many I get done in the day, in the night, in the session. How about that? I'll turn that. I'm going to turn that off, and then maybe I'll just put a flat color in the background. Not flat. We'll do a little bit of red and shoot, just so it's not completely blank in the background. Let me see what's going on with chat. I just missed something, I think. Oops. Get out of here, Lord Draken reference. Sorry about that. My Windows got a little mixed up here. So, sorry, I missed a few things here. Going back. Erzuki Big Dog. Woof woof. We got Busters. So never. Wait, Big Dog. We got Go Busters. So never say never. Yeah, agreed. I'm a little behind there. Ox asking about Zook stream, which I don't think she's doing. She's not feeling super up to snuff. And then Ox sending some good vibes. That is nice. Big Dog putting in another request already. Evil Spider-Man, Spider-Boar with tusks. Venom. What is with you? And I'm like, the more difficult it's gonna be, the harder it's gonna get done. The less people will get shows at it. He's like, good. Here's another hard one. I mean, that's your right, but it's just funny. All right, I'm gonna take this whole thing and bring it down to like 25% because I don't want it to be competing with the image. 50% maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna call this done, and then I'll get back to chat real quick. And we'll call that ToQDrac. And I'll erase all this and check chat, and then we'll get back into the next request. All right, so what? Purple Rose, does it have to be a Power Ranger? No, it does not have to be a Power Ranger at all. Peter Palmiotti, feel better, Azuki, says thanks. Ox answering the question for me. Thank you. Venomized Spider-Ham is less colors. All right, so let me give it a second if anybody wants to put another request in, like Purple Rose. But yeah, it could be any character, ideally one that already exists, not like an OC. If it is an OC and you could send me a link to a reference, that's fine, but I can't like be creating something from a list of descriptives. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the queue right now. Okay, cool. And Purple got Heather Chandler from Heathers. I don't know who that is. From the movie Heathers? I'm assuming that's from the movie Heathers. I don't remember her last name. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what's funny is we have 7 because 0 counts as 1. So let me once again take a picture of the list because this randomizer is bizarre. Okay, and then I'm going to do pick random. And 1 disappeared, and let's see what it is. Well, it's Purple Rose, Heather Chandler from Heathers. So I guess now I'm going to have to look up some reference pictures to see if that is... well, I assume you're probably correcting me in chat right now, too. Let me see. Heather Chandler from Heathers. Okay, now I'm going to look away because I need to look at reference. New window. Heather Chandler. Heather Chandler's wiki. Oops, hold on. From Heathers movie. I will say also, I'm not amazing at likenesses, so this is you might be a little disappointed with this. Heather Chandler's Heathers movie. Okay. All right. Yeah, so this is what I was thinking of. I believe the Winona Ryder movie. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I found a pretty good picture of her. I actually like that movie. I just haven't seen it in a while. Okay, so here we go. And it'll be sort of more a version of the character than the actress is kind of what I usually say. Oh, that is the wrong brush. Hold on a sec here. Sorry about that. So we'll start off real rough. Rough. Okay, and of course she's going to have sort of a snotty look on her face, like, what even then? And she's got her 80s hair. This kind of pulled back situation up top and some puff outs on the side. Excuse me. You know, I grabbed I grabbed a cup of water and I forgot to bring it in, and then I was like, oh, but I have this cup of coffee, but it's completely empty, so that's fine. I will just live in a desert while we do this. And she's got this crappy plaid, big shoulder 80s thing. Let me move her up a little bit. I got more room than that. There we go. Do 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 do. All right, I'll bring this whole level down to 25 and bring that up and put a new layer to do a little bit more detailing. Pick a black line, bring this down to 20. Oops, 20, not 10. 20 pixels is the size of the brush is what I'm talking about. Okay, let me check chat real quick before I keep going. Oops, why is that? There we go. Venomized Fan, Purple Rose, Heather. I'd probably do the musical. I did not know there was a musical of Heather's. First I've heard of it. I am not a musical guy though, so it makes sense that I would not have heard of it. Peter Palmieri, Heather looks a little like Harley Quinn. I kind of see that, I guess, because of the jerky face a little bit. But I guess the way I drew the poofy hair too. But yeah, so I'm looking at what I'm looking at looks like it's from the movie. So whatever the musical is not unfortunately going to be getting the treatment today, because I did not find that in my reference, and I'm already working on this one. Sorry. But truth be told, I would have picked the movie anyway, because I've actually seen the movie. I have not seen the musical. This brush is still a little bit too heavy. Well, whatever. We'll just keep going. I could fix it in post. All right. So she's got kind of a big forehead, and then heavy kind of makeup on top, like mascara or whatever you want to call that. Very fleeky eyebrows. They're totally sitting on a thing, and that thing is fleek. That is what they are on. And then we actually got to zoom into this picture a little bit, because I think she has blue eyes. Yeah. Okay. So we'll give her some big eye boats. And then we'll go with white to make her look less like a doll. And I'll put a little blue in there when I'm done too, so that'll help that. And she got kind of a long nose, but not a big nose. So actually, I need to adjust the whole thing down there. Just a little bit of a dot. Okay. Let me check chat real quick. I have to move my reference off so I can see chat. I think I did not miss anything. Okay, yep. Continuing on then. All right, so the smile, it's sort of like it's not a smile, it's like actually a difficult expression to pull off. I don't know how good I'll be able to do that real quick. I would normally probably sketch it a few times to get it right, but we'll do our best here. Just kind of got a little bit of an open mouth thing. I guess the main thing I want to make sure it doesn't look too much like a smile and it looks more like annoyance or disgust to fit the character. That type of person that even when she is smiling, she's like, like very rarely actually happy. Okay, and then she's got huge cheekbones that go down to kind of not a square jaw, but it's not pointy either. That's more or less the shape of her face. And then the hair will fill some of that out, and here's the ear. And she's got earrings like a 80s Super Go. What's an 80s Super Go? I don't know, but she's doing her best to give us 80s Super Go realness. All right, she's got kind of not huge big teeth, but certainly not dainty teeth. And then a little bit under her eye, which is weird because she's supposed to be a high school student, but I guess she's not getting enough sleep because she's staying up late hating on everybody and trying to fit in well. All right, and then she's got this crazy ugly gold brooch thing. I don't even know what that is, but it's very designy in a way that I find aesthetically unappealing. It's funny because the 80s are like such a garish, clashy kind of decade for fashion, and I feel like 50% of it I hate with a passion, and then the other I love. But the stuff I love is like, the more cyber futuristic and punk rock and that kind of stuff. And then the actual fashion of the time, I just like, ugh, why? All right, so she has, yeah, she's crazy big shoulder pad things here, and then the hair goes behind on one side, and I'll poof it up on the other, in front on the other side. Let me check chat again real quick. Move this a little bit. Oop. Oh, I did miss some stuff. Okay, so here we got Heather, Harley Quinn, Samurai Ox came back to see Cheddar Goblin wasn't picked. Flipping tables. Peter Palmati. Oh, Ox, that's right. Table hitting the grill this time. Big Dog. Based on the grunt you made, I vote for a dramatic reading of the Heather's musical. Marshall Lee, I like your heavy metal impression on your latest update. ID. I don't know what ID is. I feel like you're doing. Oh, gotcha. Thank you. Diane Glitter. Gaz better. Thanks for the comment, Diane Glitter. I don't know what Gaz better means, but yes, Gaz better. Much good. Has nice art. Gaz better. All right, so I gotta get some volume under this part of the hair. Volume. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I think that's more eye makeup. So this is like Vidal Sassoon or something. I don't know. Something. All right, and then we'll put the hair draping itself down the front in this part. Oh, and she's got some kind of, I don't know if it's she's got some kind of hair accoutrement, a bow or something. It's red. I'll just put that in there and we'll fix that later. And then this all has like some kind of ugly plaid thing, like I was saying. Some of that'll be in color, but some of it I'll do with these lines right here, right now. Right here, right now. All right, a little shadow under there. And again, she's got that. That's too much. I shouldn't have put that in. That age drop too much. I'm gonna take all that out. That age drop too much. It's one of those things where like every line in the face makes someone look older, and I'm trying to get the expression, but by drawing the lines too much, it defeats its purpose. So let me take this, and maybe I'll just erase that. Okay. And then she really has a little bit of a widow's peak, which isn't accurate because she's obviously young and not going bald yet, but definitely less of a straight line like I was making. It's a little bit like that. Actually, I have a little bit more on this side too. And a reminder, if you're here, thank you. If you're not, then you don't hear this. No. If you're here, thank you for watching and checking us out. Feel free to lurk. Feel free to follow. Feel free to chat. Feel free to not. And if you want to do a request, it's exclamation point, the word request, space, and then whatever the character or thing you want. The simpler, the better for the group because then I get more done more quickly. The more elaborate it is, I'll have to kind of fudge it, and it takes more time. So that's kind of up to you guys, but that's just time and how life works. I can only go so fast, even on a fast drawing. All right, I think I don't like this line. I'm getting close to color here, real quick. Bring that up. Oops. Bring this up like that. That's better. And then I'm just gonna darken all that in. There's a little shadow underneath the hair there and here, again to kind of give it volume, because it's big poofy mass of 80s go-gites. And she's got a couple flyaways too. I'm kind of exaggerating them, but whatever. She's not a real person. All right, so then I will make a color layer, and then we look at chat real quick before I get into the color. Dan Glitter said, "Oh, Gaz, better late than never." Gotcha. I don't know if you're referring to me or you, because I did start a few minutes late, so sorry about that. And you're showing up a little late. Thank you. Ox is saying hello to Diane. Marshall Lee, you were stuttering in your video, and it turns me off. Oh, right. Yes. Now I know what you're talking about. Thank you. He's talking about my YouTube video, which here's this. You could check that out if you're interested. I repost these, but I have a lot more content on YouTube than I do on Twitch, actually. And everybody's saying hello to everybody. All right. So now getting back to this, I think I'm going to put a couple smaller hairs here again. Oop, not that. That was a weird line. Okay. I'll put a little bit of color in. Let me merge that down. Boots. Kloop. Let me see if I could select the area around to make life easy. Can I? Sort of. Select inverse. And I'll do a sort of Caucasian beige base color. Flomp. Not too bad. And then I'll fill in the rest, and then I will separate colors afterwards. There. Go. Okay. And I'll erase some of these spots here. Okay. And we'll go some white for the teeth and the eyes. And I'm switching over to pencil tool as opposed to the brush tool. I'm not going to get too crazy in the color here, but I got to bring it out a little bit. And her shirt is white, so we'll do that. Oh, by the way, I probably should have shared this. This is who we're doing. This girl here. And that's the expression I'm going for from the movie Heathers, which I haven't seen in a long time, which is also apparently now a musical, which I didn't know existed until minutes ago. Okay, back to white. Toot, 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 toot. Okay, and then put a little bit of gold color for her broachy thing. Gold brooch, new from Whammo. Do you have your fashion kicking so much butt that you need people to just step back? You need a gold brooch. They'll be coming in and be like, ting, that's huge. It's like a amulet. It's like a bulletproof vest all in one. That's right, it's gold brooch to keep the unwanted masses away from your coveted, I don't know, asses. I was trying not to curse, but that's the rhyme we found. That's the rhyme we found. It's not a bad curse. You could say that on regular TV, I think. Or you can say it on Twitch TV, because that's where we're now. Okay, fill that in. And a little bit of pink for her lippers. She's actually got a little bit of red lipstick, but I'll do the pink first and see if that works enough. Maybe I'll do pink on the top and bottom and then put a little bit of red on over it afterwards. And then the blue for the eyes. As I said, she's got blue eyes. Blue evil eyes for Heather, yeah. And then hair is sort of like a dirty blonde, light browny color. So I think we'll do a base of that. Let me quick do a select of everything. I think there's some chat going on, so let me move this over. Who is she? I missed the beginning. Oh, I'm answering questions that I didn't know were asked. It's Heather Chandler from Heathers. Now it's great. Thank you. Actually, the movie is based off the musical. Really? I did not know that. No, well, that makes even more sense that I would not have heard the musical because I would have been pre-'80s then. Thanks for showing her. I never saw that movie. Peter Pan did not know the purple. Great rhyme. Thanks. Yeah, no, I did not know that either. I always thought the movie was its own thing. So we are learning here today. Musical Heathers. That's really funny. It's weird that I've gone this far in my life and never heard that. So I wonder, is there like have they brought it back as a musical? Because I know a lot of times they bring back older musicals. Like it was a musical, then it was a movie, and has it been or is it now a musical? I guess is the question. That you may or may not know the answer to. Okay, there's that. And I guess her earrings are probably similar color as her brooch, which I'm actually going to make a little bit more yellow because it's a little too close to the hair color. That's better. And we'll go in there and that. And then let me soften up the lip there a little bit. Okay, and then I am going to put a little bit of, oh, you know what? Here, I'm going to pick red for her bow up top. And then I'll put that same red, but I'll put a layer on top and I'll lower the opacity to 50. I'll put that same red on her lips, so it'll give her lipstick, but it'll also match the red of her bow, which seems like something she would do. And if not, it's something I did. Okay, and now I will just put a little bit of shading on everything. Let me see how we're doing time. I haven't really checked. 6:30, so we're doing okay. We got a half hour till my usual ending, but like I said, I'm going to run a little bit late today. So, assuming we don't get another super complicated one like the first one, I should be able to get a few more done in this time. I'm looking for a kind of a pink. There we go. I'm going to switch back to brush. And what I like to do when I'm coloring flesh tones is start off real heavy. Oops, no, that's not the brush I want. I start off real heavy and then erase it and lower the opacity on the whole thing. So like this, and the cheeks, and this is like that. And then I'll take the eraser and bring the opacity and the softness down and all that stuff and get it real big. And then soften it up. Like this. And then I'll take the whole thing and bring it down to like 50%. Like so. But I also want to put a little bit of shading and highlight. So I'll grab the flesh color and make a darker version, and the flesh color and make a lighter version. And then I'll do kind of the same thing I just did, but this is specifically the pink is for blush, so places where the blood pools in the face, like the cheeks and the nose, things like that. This is more for shading where the light falls. But it's the same basic technique as far as how I'm applying it. It's just different where I'm applying it. And I'll take that down to 50. And then I'll do a highlight layer. And again, usually the bridge of the nose and a little bit of the cheeks and whatever. Forehead, especially her forehead. And actually, that one I don't even need to soften too much. I'll just bring it down to 50. All right, so there's that. And then I'll put a little bit in her hair. And normally when I'm doing these, I just do a quick black, cell shade where it's just like dark or light. But because of the texture, the color textures in her hair, I'm actually going to try to do like the blonde highlights and a little bit darker brown to make it actually help the color as well as add shading. Let me check chat real quick. Yeah, stay hydrated, bot. You want me to take a drink? I do too, buddy, but I don't have one right now. Let's see. Marshall Lee, you're good at drawing the ladies. I don't know if that's true, but thank you. Peter Palmiotti, Marsh, you should Gazbot Tank Girl. That is a request that I have in. Purple Rose. Well, there are some remakes, but none of them have gotten extremely popular, but all my friends and I love it. Well, that's cool. It doesn't have to be popular to be good, or certainly not to be popular among your friends. Dan Glitter, loving all the wolves you've been doing. Well, thanks, Dan Glitter. The wolves, of course, for those that don't know, I'm involved in a group, as are some of the people in the chat right now, called The 100s. And The 100s is comic book artists who took a challenge to spend 30 minutes a day for 100 days in a row working on your own comic project. Not something for pay or anything like that, but your own personal project. And if you did that, there was an anthology that came out a year or two ago called Life in Space that was all people who successfully completed the challenge. And currently, there's another anthology in production called Werewolves and Unicorns that is made up again of people who have completed the challenge successfully. And I am one of those creators, as again are some of the people in chat. And so the stories don't have to be about werewolves and unicorns, fantasy in general. But mine does involve werewolves. Thank you. Look at what just appeared. A diet right, 0 calories, 0 caffeine free, better than water. Airzuki to the rescue. Excuse me a second. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much. I only recently found this brand. I drink a lot of Coke Zero, caffeine free, and this is like a brand I associate with the East Coast and my childhood, and I found them in stores recently. So I was like, whoa, I don't know where this has been hiding, but it's a good alternative. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so my story does involve werewolves and wolves, so that's why I've been doing a lot of that stuff. And that book won't be out for months yet. But like I was talking about my YouTube channel, that is one of the things that I chronicle my progress doing the 100 days. This is my third round. I will say for clarification purposes, because a lot of people want to do the challenge, and that's awesome. And anybody could do the challenge. All you have to do is, start doing your own comic every day for 30 days. You could join the group, whatever, or not join the group, whatever. You're one of the hundreds if that's what you do. But it doesn't have to follow that theme. It could be anything. It could be superheroes, horror, love, whatever. It's your story. It doesn't have to follow that theme, whatsoever. Also, we are not accepting applications for the current anthology because it's already being worked on by people who have completed the challenge. That's a different thing. So 100 Days of Making Comics, anybody could join. Sign up today. Do whatever you want. The anthology, nope, you're too late. But likely nothing's been announced and won't be announced till after this anthology's done. But if it goes well, we did one already. We're doing a second one. There's a good chance a third one might come down the road. And if you want to be eligible for that, then you have to complete the challenge before that starts. So that's a little public service announcement for anybody interested in that stuff, especially because Mike Emmerich, who is the editor of the current book, apparently has been getting a lot of messages from people that are like, how do I submit, or what are the guidelines for the story? And while it's awesome that people want to be involved, it's too late. It's join the hundreds, that's great, do the challenge, that's awesome, but you can't be in the book. It's too late. Actually, I might make a video. I was thinking about this because I have a reputation for being the tough love guy, and I might do a video where it's just like, hey, how do I get my comic into the anthology? And then the video would be like, you can't. It's too late. Move on. In a goofy way. Like then I'll follow up with actual details, like what I was just saying. But just so everyone who wants to do it, like they'll be filtered to me instead of to Mike, or and I can just feel like, no, it's too late. You missed it. Join in, and maybe you can do next one. All right, so I think that's it for her. I'm going to put a little color in the background, and I'm going to pick another one in a second. So if you don't have a request in, now is the time. I'm going to check the chat real quick. I think I'll put a little bit of green behind her. Let's see. Uh, Thank glitter, yay, Erzuki-san. You have fulfilled your purpose, one of many. Purple Rose, oh, I should do that because I've been planning out my comic. You absolutely should. It'll kick you in the butt. Before I did it, I had started and stopped 100 comics, and this is a common story. Once I did my first round, I've done 2 issues now. I've done 3 rounds, and I've completed 2 issues of my independent kaiju comic, The Horror A4, as well as now I'm working on this anthology. And it wouldn't have happened if I didn't do the 100 days. Absolutely not. Let's see. Can you move the art to the right a bit? Your rotating commission art block is kind of covering it. Do it and Dangler. Do it, Purple Rose. Yes, I can. Doop. So, but regarding requests, yeah, exclamation point, the word request, a space, and then the thing you would like to have, the character or whatever. And I will picking one in just a moment. Wow, that's a really heavy green. I didn't mean to do so heavy. Let me go a little bit smaller. And I'm using the random generator today. It's not necessarily going to be the way I always do it, but today it's completely egalitarian. I will not be picking based on what I want or what's easy or anything. It's just you put it in there and you might get picked. Okay, bring it down to 50. Oh, I made 2 layers. I didn't even do that. Okay, let me merge down. Now I'll bring that down to 50. No, not 550. Maybe 25? Actually, I think 50 is better. It's a little bit garish, but she's supposed to be a little garish. And then what I'll do is I'll put a couple of these, like, oh my god lines. Like, oh my god, what? You're so full of garbage. Whatever, even. I can't remember any actual lines from the movie. Alright, so there's Heather. Dunzo Heather Gotts. Let me save that. Heather. And then erase. Oh, the button came off my pen. I should probably get a new Wacom stylus because I've had this one for like over 10 years. And for some reason, it's gotten to the point there's a little button, like a rocker button on top here. And every time I like bang my pen a little hard or drop it, it pops off. And usually it's not a big deal to just pick it up and put it on. But sometimes it like falls on the carpet and I spend 10 minutes looking for it. All right, so there's that. Let me close this up. Close. All right, let's see. Here we go. Purple Horse, how do I join the challenge? Peter Palmiotti, the 100s group is on Facebook. That is true. Request to join. There's some questions you have to answer. If you don't answer them, you won't be allowed in. Here's the thing. You can join. Anyone can join the challenge and just hashtag 100 days of making comics, the 100s, whatever, and start doing it every day and say this is day 1, 2, 3, whatever, and post up, hey, I wrote today. I did designs today. I worked on this panel today. And you could do it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you want to do it, Twitch. And then you're doing it. If you want to join the Facebook group, it's the same thing, but just make sure you've started already. Because one of the questions is, where's the link to where we could see you're doing the days? And if you don't post that link, they don't let you in because we need to be able to say, hey, here's so-and-so joining the group. Here's where they're putting up their work. So if you're going to start in a week or in a month, that's great, but don't ask to join the group yet. Once you've started day 1, then ask to join the group. But you don't even have to join the group. You could just be doing it without the group if you want. All right, let's see. Erzuki put in a request, and Purple Rose says thanks. Erzuki's okay. That's the Gazbot emote there. All right, so let me switch over to the queue. Where is it? There we go. All right, so we got 7 in the queue. I got to take a picture or I will forget. So taking a picture, and we'll pick random. And what do we got here? I think it did the same thing it did last time. It did. That's the second time it did that. It picked the newest one. I promise you it's random. It's not just picking the newest one, but the last 2, it happened to pick the last one. So it picked Erzuki, who picked Tiger from Future Man. I think it was last week or the week before I did Wolf from Future Man, so that'll be a matching set. So let me switch back to console. I do have to quick pull up a reference because I can't do her out of my head. Future Man is a show. It's a comedy sci-fi show, kind of in the vein of Rick and Morty type stuff, that is on Hulu, and it's pretty cool. It's on its 2nd season now. And so let me look up Tiger from Future Man as a reference real quick. I'm going to take a sip of my diet, right? Okay. Images of Tiger from Future Man. And once I find one, I will hit. Well, this probably isn't the one I'm doing, but this is the character we're talking about. She's kind of like a future badass warrior. So that particular picture is not the one I'm going to choose. Let me see. That is one that keeps coming up. I think it's from like the second episode, but I was hoping to get one where she looks a little bit more pissed off. Man, they love that one. Okay, there. Maybe I'll just use her standard soldier picture. That one's like her, soldier gear. Maybe I'll do that. And let me check the chat real quick. Let's see. Airzuki's relocating to lay down. Rigged Brahawks, yeah. Marshally, LOL. Purple Rose. My friend was looking at my plan for the plot, and they were saying it wasn't a plot. Wait, and they were saying that it wasn't a plot, but I just laughed and said that they've only read the exposition. Marshally, that commission with the scorpions is sick. Oh, thanks. That's I think the mix, the lion, the scorpion, all that stuff. There's a name for that type of monster. It's a chimera. There's a name for that specific chimera, which I don't remember. It's something like Lourdes or something, and it's for a game called Kaiju Assault. It's a card game that I was hired to do a card for, and I may be doing a few more. Actually, I'll be doing at least one more because I just found that out. Hold on a sec. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting this reference open. I'm gonna have to save it. This is what happens a lot. I have to save it, and so I can zoom in. It won't let me zoom in online. Online. All right. So work in progress. Do. Diane Glitter, that is a good one. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I enjoyed it. And the cards, it doesn't. It's a job that doesn't pay a lot. I mean, they're paying me something, obviously, but for the work I'm putting in, it's not. If that's all it was, it wouldn't be worth it. But because it's kaiju game that I like monsters and kaijus. That's right up in my wheelhouse, and I like the idea of having cards in this card game, so I kind of want to do it. So I'm willing to do it for a little bit less. And on top of that, I did an ink version of it, which I didn't have to do. So there's like an actual physical piece of artwork that I could sell. And they said I could make prints of it as long as I put the logo on there for the game. So while the initial job isn't paying me that much, it leaves it open for potential to get more. And again, I kind of just wanted to have some monster cards in it, in a monster card game. Just and it's complete freedom too. They weren't like usually with commissions or especially client work, they're like, oh, well, we need it, make it blue and have it 3 arms and make it yelling at, and they're like, here's the parts of the monster and here's its attacks. Do whatever you want. So there was this complete creative freedom, which is awesome. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked and not opening my. I saved that picture and I already lost it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to get another reference. Do. I wonder. I feel like it'd be cool if there was a way I could ahead of time know what I was gonna draw and have the reference all set up, so I wouldn't have to waste time doing this. But then that ruins the spontaneity of seeing who gets picked. So I don't. Maybe what I should do is have people when they send their request, like somehow send a link with it. I don't know. Again, things I gotta figure out. This might just be the way it is, but it would be good if I didn't have to do reference. Okay, there we go. I got it all set up now. It's set up. Everybody can relax. All right, let me check chat again real quick. Wait, where'd my chat go? Come on back. Come on back, chat. There it is. Dangler, that's a good one. Erzuki with the love. Thank you very much. All right, so I got my thing up here, and here we go. This is Tiger, who, I forget the actress's name, but she was on another sitcom that Erzuki and I used to watch. Oh, thanks for the bits, Erzuki. Yeah, see, I didn't get a notification for that. I did for the other bit. Like, I'm getting, like an audio cue, because usually I'm not looking at it. Ba-bing, and I look up. So I don't get it. There's something inconsistent about my notification system today. I don't know why. But I'm not going to worry about it too much, because I got tigers to draw. I'll give her that. And again, like I was saying before, with the Heathers, it's funny I've been getting so many requests for specific live action actors because I'm not great at likenesses. It's a little bit easier on this one because, like when I did Wolf, I'm going for the character, not the actor. So she's a warrior and she's got interesting hair and outfit and stuff. So that's really what I'm focusing on more than trying to make it look like the actress in the show. This is more like if I had to do a comic book of this character, the way we have like Star Wars comics and stuff, and they're not going out of their way to make Han Solo look like Harrison Ford. They're making it look like a Han Solo comic book character, and that's sort of a similar thing I do, which is a little bit of a cop out. But again, I'm not great at it, and especially in this time frame, I'd spend my whole time drawing and redrawing, trying to get the features just right. So rather than subject everyone to that, I'm just like, okay, well, if it looks like Tiger, it's correct. It doesn't have to look like the actress who plays Tiger. Let's see. Dan Glitter, Erzuki, love the Heart Cats. That is Uzi. Erzuki also streams. She's a gaming streamer. Well, she's a, I forget what the word for it is, like a multi-streamer, multimedia streamer. She does a comic book discussion show and gaming and other stuff. And that is, if you subscribe, or if you subscribe, those are the emotes you get from her. Okay, you can barely see that on this side. All right, yeah, this is a mess, but I got to do another pass, so that's fine. Bring that up. Okay, I'll go a little bit darker, and I'll bring the size of that down a little bit. And let me revisit. So, you know what? That's too big a brush. Oh, I'm still on the wrong side. Okay, there we go. So we'll bring this down to 25. Let me see. Okay, so we got about 15 minutes before 7. And again, 7 is when I normally end, but I'll go a little later. So we'll definitely have time for one more request. Maybe more, but definitely at least one more. So, oh, I messed that up. I keep forgetting to reset the settings because they're different for when I'm drawing or for when I'm coloring or whatever. So, but my point is that if you have a request in the queue, you still have a chance to get it chosen. If you don't have a request in the queue, you still have a chance to put a request in the queue. Yes. I don't like these eyes at all. Let me just erase this whole layer. I'm not You know, I'm gonna start with the eyebrows to give her that stern look. I think is a better idea. And she's got like kind of thinner on the sides, and then it goes into this sort of point. Although it is interesting that she's like from this dystopian future where she still has time to like sculpt her eyebrows. I mean, I guess she could just have awesome genetics and that's just how they look, but they definitely look like she's worked on them. And she's got makeup on. I guess it is a comedy sci-fi fantasy show, so I shouldn't nitpick the fact that she's got makeup on too much. I mean, Wolf has makeup on too. So it's like battle makeup. It's not like she went to the store and bought it. It's like she killed someone and wiped it on her face. Alright, and then this sort of an up angle nose situation. She's looking down her nose at us because we're just cretins that don't eat rats, living in our perfect world with our green logs, which are pickles, by the way. Oh, I'm using pencil. Ah, that's why these lines look so rough. Okay, now see, it'll all of a sudden get softer when I'm working on her lips, which actually works out because the lips should be softer, even if she's pursing them in a sort of a judgmental, tough manner. Let me see, did I miss chat anything? Oops, I don't think so. Nope, chat's going good without me. Doot, 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 doot. Okay. And there's her bottom lip. So if Peter Palmiotti's choice gets picked, it'll be Tank Girl, which will be 3 kind of tough / bitchy women in a row for today. That would definitely be the theme. I redo this nose area. That's better. All right, and so she's sort of looking straight at the camera here. There we are. Okay. Now usually I don't remember what I was going to say. Usually I remember what I'm going to say, but just now I didn't. I was like, I have a thing. Nope. Gone. Good. Now finish up your sentence without knowing what you were going to say. I've done it. I finished the sentence, but I've communicated nothing. All right. So I'm going to give her a little bit of a little tense kind of a thing there. And again, it's kind of silly that she has such perfect eyelashes, but she does, so I will draw them. And she's got kind of heavy eyelids, but not in a bedroom sense, more like in a whatever. So I'll actually put a little bit under here too. That was a very Paul Rudd face I just did. Hey, it's me, Paul Rudd. You might know me from Wet Hot American Summer or the Ant-Man. But today, I'll be drawing for you. That's just, man, what a great impression. I know you thought it was Paul Rudd, but nope, it's still me, Gazbot. All right, let's do her ear sticking out a little bit here because she's got the hair pulled back. And then it's kind of, it's not a buzz down to the skin, but it's short, like an undercut, I think is what you would call it, kind of here. And then this is a swoop up. That is probably not what you call it. And then this comes in a little bit. I can hear my cat starting to meow. It's not quite time to feed them, but like she could hear that I'm in here talking, and she's like, "What are you doing? If you're bored and just talking to yourself, come feed me. It's fine. I'll eat early." Meow. It's like it's 6:52. I usually feed them between 7:30 and 8 at the earliest. And she's like, "Nope, we're changing that. We're changing it. Feed me now." Dangletter. Cat in Spaceship is especially nice. I don't know what that is. What's Cat in Spaceship? Is that a request? If you want to do a request, do !request space Cat in Spaceship. But if you're referring to something else, I don't know what that something else is. My next hairstyle is going to be a swoop up. Do it, girl. Yes. I'm not good at that. I did it, but I know I didn't do it well. All right, let me see. Turn that off. She's definitely missing a little bit of the hardness on her face. Let me add a little bit here. And unlike the high school girl, she can look a little older because I think she's like 30-ish. And she's, you know, a soldier, so she's older than her years. Let me see. Better? Better. I'm going to move this whole situation down a hair. A skosh. There we go. All right. And then she's got a high zip-up collar here. Kind of military-ish. Paramilitary, I guess would be the word for it. And then a strap going across to this sort of leather shoulder pad with rivets. Very, very Mad Max, but like organized Mad Max. So once again, paramilitary. So like the first, like Mad Max, not the Road Warrior, but Mad Max, like the first one where he's still like kind of in a dystopian police force. That's what she's going in. Although she would destroy Max. She's they're much tougher than the Mad Max people, good or evil. All right, so get some swoop up lines on the back here to show again volume like with the other one, and then a little bit of hair in back here, but not on the side. Okay, let me erase this one, and I feel like it's definitely not looking right. So I might do drastic measures. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this whole thing, her whole face and head, and that little piece of hair, and see if I could skew it a little bit to make it a little bit better, and then up a little bit. And I think that helps. Still not perfect. Again, the likeness is not very good at all, but I'm trying to just get in the ballpark of the character. Excuse me for the coughing in your faces and ears. Let me check chat. Dangletter commission you did. I did a Cat in Spaceship commission? I don't even remember what that is. I'm glad you like it. I assume it's rotating through the commission window there, but I cannot remember. Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's okay. It's not a cat. It's a crashed spaceship, and there's a cat. Yes, okay. That was a cover for a sci-fi novel. But I was thinking it was just a picture of a cat in a spaceship, like a space cat kind of situation. But now I know what you mean. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. All right, I gotta stop noodling around with that. I think the eyes should be a little squintier, and the mouth should be a little bit more pursed as well. So I'm gonna, again, to the magic of digital, rather than redraw, just manipulate and squish down. That helps a lot because she's got thinner, more business lips. And then eyes. Actually, the eyes might be okay now that I did that. But I will erase this a little bit. It was too much. And then replace it like that. Put some darkness in here. She has darkness in her eyes. She's seen some things. All right, how are we doing on time? I'm coming up on 7. That's fine. And I'll put a little bit of dark. I'm not going to color her because I didn't color Wolf, but I will put in a shadow layer because I did that for Wolf, and so not that I'm going to do anything with them, but they'll match. And a little bit on that lip. Okay. Yeah, the eyes still are something not quite right about the eyes. I think maybe I just need to squeeze them down a little bit like I did with the lips. I made her look too, I don't know, approachable. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Yeah. That's better. Yeah, that is really all it was, just squishing the eyes and the lips down. Made a huge difference. Alright, now I'll go ahead and put a shadow layer. And then we'll do the next request. So, as I've been saying, if you have your request in, good. You have a chance of getting picked in a second. If you don't have your request in, what are you waiting for? Throw it in. You have a random chance of getting picked, the same as anybody else, even if they were in there the whole time, whether you're chatting or not, doesn't matter. Throw it in, see what happens. The worst that could happen is that it does not get picked. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess you could die, but it won't be because you put it in. That would just be unrelated, you know. What's the other thing? Correlation does not equal causation. So if you put it in and then you die, yes, those things there's a correlation there, but it doesn't mean it caused it. Okay. The tools of rhetoric or logic or whatever. All right, so I'll do that. I'm going to bring this all down to 25, and then I'm going to put another heavy layer in, and I'll put it at 50. This will be for a little bit heavier shadow under the hair, swoop up, and under her chin, and the lips, nose, the eyes. Again, I'm not color, but there's kind of makeup there, so it should be. I'm not color. I'm not coloring. I'm not color. Nope. I'm a person. I'm not a descriptive term. I'm not a hue. Let's see. Dying glitter. Yes! We figured it out. Oh, I gotta put some color in her eyes. There we go. And I guess I should, you know what? No, I'll just put some extra because she has a kind of purple hair, but I'll just add kind of random shadow here that'll kind of give the impression of the purple. And a little bit more there. And let me make one more little adjustment to her nose, because just like everything else, I think I need to, because now that I squished everything else, it looks a little weird. So let me adjust it. Oops. Thusly, and then thusly. There we go. All right. Oops, what did I do? Wrong layer. No, wrong layer. Which layer? This layer. Okay. There we go. All right, I think we're going to call this done. So we will save Tiger from Future Man, and then we'll go back to the big board. Coots, Choop, Erase, Layer. Marshall says, oops, says I accidentally turned the chat window away. Marshall says, if you put your request in and you die, then that is your last dying request. That's true. That is literally true. The sad part is it might not get honored. I mean, maybe not. If I find out later that you died, I could maybe do it, but in the moment, it would still be a random chance. All right. So, oh, good, Erzuki. I'm glad you like it. Excuse me. Whoo, that fixed it. Okay. So let's see. Come on, big nunny, no whammy, says Ox. All right, so it's 7. So this probably will be the last one. So let me get the queue up. All right, so we got 6 in there right now, one of which belongs to Ox. I'm going to do the old photo finish, scoop, and then I will pick random. And who was it? Oh, what? Oh, boy. Is pick random working? It picked the big dog. The big dog, evil Spider-Man with tusks, venomized. But he was at the bottom again. I'm beginning to think this isn't... I'm going to do another one just to see what happens here. Nope, that one was random. Okay, so it did pull from the middle. It's just weird that it kept pulling from the bottom, but it's Big Dog gets to get a second go around. I might make a new rule. I didn't make it this time, so I'm gonna again honor what I said. But I might make a new rule that you only get one per show going forward. Back to dashboard, back to console. Let me see how angry Ox is. Uh, Peter, tank, glitter, tank. Sorry to both of you. Tank Girl did not get chosen. We're doing Spider Ham. Wait, what did you say? Spider Ham Venomized? But there's a character called. Let me see. Evil Spider Ham. Spider Boar with Tusk Venom. Okay, so it's not Spider Ham. It's a different character? I'm not sure. Sorry, Peter. Let me. Oh, I gotta get my reference up here. So let's see. If I put in Evil Spider Ham, what comes up? A bunch of different stuff. Okay, I see Boar. Yep, there's the table flip from Ox. I figured. Marshall, it's alright. I'll keep requesting a lead until you do it. That's fine. That's a technique several people have used, and it's a viable one. It often results in success. On a long enough timeline, you will get success. Big Dog, the same way that Spider-Man had the Venom symbiote, but one is okay. But Venom is like Eddie Brock or someone else now. So you don't want. I don't know what is that called. If I put an Evil Spider-Ham, it doesn't come up with one thing. It comes with a bunch of different stuff. So I thought like the Spider-Ham Venom was a different character. Pork Rind. I am thinking of Pork Rind. Okay. Okay, thank you. So it's not Pork Rind. So, hmm. Everything I'm finding, I think, is Pork Rind. Can you send me? Can you put up a link? Because I'm just searching here and not. I'm wasting everybody's time. Here, cause see, look, this is what I'm looking at. Like I put in Evil Spider-Ham, and then I added Venom. So this is Pork Rind, I guess. And all I'm seeing is the big muscular Pork Rind guy. So if there's some other version, I don't know. And then I see a lot of Spider-Ham. There's Pork Rind again. Yeah, I think I only know Pork Rind. If you don't find something for me, you're gonna get a Pork Rind because apparently that's Evil Spider-Man, Spider-Ham. Let me try without a space, maybe. Evil Spider-Ham. Yeah, I'm not finding anything. And you're not answering me, so you're gonna get Pork Rind in a minute. Alright, I'm gonna put in Pork Rind. Let this be a lesson to you guys. Have things to back up your requests. Pork Rind. Oh, but that comes up with the food. Oh wait, there's a link. Okay. The nick of time, he's got a link. Okay. That's not helpful. That's just Spider-Ham. So you just want Spider-Ham in a black suit? Yeah, you did make it up. Is this a thing or is this something that you made up? Hold on, Peter has a link. That's what I found, Peter. That's not the right character. That's what I thought too. That's Pork Rind, which would have been a lot easier. All right, so okay, I'm just moving forward. We're gonna do Spider-Ham in the black suit, which I don't know if that existed or what. But Big Dog is fond of like this doesn't exist. Make it up, apparently. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do Spider-Ham, but with the black suit instead of the red suit. And I've never drawn Spider-Ham before, so I'm gonna actually let me find a good reference picture here. All right, this one's pretty good. Okay, he's got his little ear bones up here, and I know he was just in the Spider-Verse movie, and I like that movie, and I like that version of Spider-Ham, but that's not. I prefer the comic book version or the animated other versions they may have had. That one's a little bit more cartoony, like he's supposed to be from a cartoony universe, which is cool, but that's not the version I'm going to be doing right here. So I can make this a little smaller. Maybe I could, since he is so tiny, I could fit more of him in there. He's a squat fellow. He's got, I guess he's only got 3 fingers because he is sort of cartoony. Okay, fair enough. All right, that twist it a little bit like so, and we'll go. I did Spider-Gwen a while back too, so I'm kind of cycling through the Spider-Verse characters now. Excuse my slurp. Let me check chat. Sorry, Peter. This was yes, the guys in the pork rind image. Oh yeah. Overdrive. I think it's just Spider-Ham with a black suit. Yeah, that's what we've discovered. Great movie. I agree, Peter. It was a great movie. Big Dog. The voice of manager was Patton Oswalt, but John Mulaney, not sure spelling did great. I agree with both of those things. Diane Glitter, bowing out. Sorry. That's fine. You don't have to stay. All right. So let me clean this up a little bit. And go for a black line. And then hard pressure. I'll bring this down to 25. Excuse me. Diet Right, Pure Zero, Cola. It's good for what ails you, if what ails you is thirst. You know what? Since he's going to be in the black suit, maybe I'll make. And he said evil, so I'll give him a little bit more evil eye situation. That's not good. They're a little bit more spaced apart than a human, because he's a pigman. Pigman. There we go. And bring that down. And give him some furrowed brow. And get the snout. And the kind of angry snout. It's like the little nose, nostrils, whatever, seem to, like the eyes, change shape to reflect expression on him, which is interesting. I never really noticed that before, but looking at the reference pictures, I could tell that that's exactly what they're going for. All right, and then got this coming up here. So is this a character version of this character that exists, or is this just something you made up, Big Dog? Let me move this so I can see in chat if you answer. Marshall, you should do Spider Sona. I've thought about doing that, but I didn't, and it's been so long, I don't think it's really a thing anymore. But I don't know. Did you do one? I don't remember. I feel like you did, but you do so much, like everything. Marshall is another artist. You know, there's many in the chat here, and your output is so prolific. It's hard for me to keep up with sometimes, which is a good problem to have rather. Big Dog, Spider Characters Headshot series? Yeah, probably not. Probably not. I don't need to start another series. I do Power Rangers, Godzilla monsters. I've started dabbling in Transformers. Not to say I wouldn't do, one-off here or there, but I definitely don't want to start a Spider character series because I need to finish the ones I've started, which will take the rest of my life. So I got to put the spider, the Venom spider, which actually I can probably do out of my head. Sort of like this. I always liked this black suit on Spider-Man because the way the spider legs go, kind of like follow his rib cage. I don't know. For some reason I always thought that was such a clever design. Um, Especially as a kid, like when I was younger. Like I understand design a little bit better now, obviously, but I was like, when I first realized that, I was like, what is that? Is that on purpose? Oh my gosh! Like it was just a way of thinking that like opened my eyes to like you can think of things like that. It doesn't have to just be cool for the sake of cool or random. Like you could actually, making choices like that in art can help make your art better, even if the people looking at it don't know why you made that choice. It could, improve it. I'll do a little Tom McFarlane spiderweb there. And then legs and the reference I'm looking at it. He's very squat but thick. He's like I don't know. It's an interesting take. Oops, I really messed that up. Let me just go back to what I had originally here. It's probably better. But I kind of like it. It makes him look again like less goofy and more like he has squat proportions because he's a pig person and he's from another universe, but he still is heroic. He's still powerful. Okay. So I will then go in. I'm gonna do the whole thing black, but I'm gonna go in with some heavy blacks first, and then maybe I'll cut some whites in, like where I just covered up part of his expression. I'll go back in and do some outlines on top of that. So there's gonna be three passes. There's gonna actually I can turn this off. There's gonna be this pass where I put in some shadow. Oh no, you know what? I need to make some more lines here. Then there's gonna be the pass where I fill everything with a shadow, and then the pass where I go in and cut white lines and stuff, and that'll be how we get to evil black suit Spider Ham who is not pork rind. But yeah, I definitely think you lucked out getting two in a row here, and I'm gonna put a new rule in the future that you can't get more than one per stream, because yeah, I don't know, it's not that big a deal, you know, but it probably would have been better if somebody else got one chosen, especially because your first one took so long that I was able to do less because of it. And again, I'm not complaining or criticizing. It's honestly none of it's for me. It's more me trying to think of what's fair for other people. Like I'm going to be here drawing for an hour and a half, 2 hours regardless. So it doesn't really matter to me. It's just a way to help other people enjoy it more. And it's a work in progress. I'm always refining. Like I said, I got rid of the 15-minute limit. I think I'll keep the random thing for a while because I do like it, and it seems the fairest way to do it. But with that, because if I wasn't doing random, I wouldn't pick the same person twice probably. Let me check chat. I realize I've been talking to you guys for a while and not looking at what you're saying. Let me close this window. Let's see. The movie. Oop, hold on. Oh, I missed a few. Sorry about that. Spider characters. Big Dog. I feel like it would be done in a previous Spider-Ham story, but I do not have definitive confirmation that exists out of the sketch. Okay. Marshall Lee. I haven't done my Spider Sona, but I want to. Okay. Same thing though. I wonder if that ship has sailed. Yeah, maybe. Uh, Big Dog. The more Spider characters, the better. Marshall Lee. Truth. Peter. I've always loved the Sick Arm Spider. They just came out with a figure of that in Marvel Legends, Peter. It's not even. It's in stores, but you can't even find it yet. Big Dog. Same here. About Armored. Oh yeah, Armored Spider-Man. Samurai Ox. Does this reference make it a little bit better? And I will click this, trusting that it's not going to go somewhere horrible. You mother. Oh, you got me. For those that don't know, it was a cheddar goblin, which is what he would request. Big Dog, the Big Dog blazing a trail and closing loopholes. Yeah, that's true. You're blazing a trail and closing loopholes. Oops, close. All right, so now I can get rid of this. And now I will go in with a darker. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use like a bluish layer, comic book style, and cover this all up. Because I don't know how much to do this anymore, but this is definitely the way it used to be done. Is it would be black shadow to make something black. It'd be black shadows, black outlines, and then you cover everything with blue. That would be, you know, it's all black, but you would make the shadows black and the not shadows blue, so that it was a way to show something that was completely black, but still give it volume and you know, with the limited coloring and printing press stuff, that was the best way to do it. And nowadays you can have shades of gray, but I still think there's something aesthetically pleasing about having blue in the black, especially for this costume, because when it came out was when that was the technology, and that's how I knew it. And so all the black Spider-Man comics and early Venom, this is the way it was colored. So in my mind, that's the way it's supposed to be colored. To the point where I collect Marvel Legends action figures, and I have some Venoms and some Spider-Mans, and it bums me out that I don't have one of the versions that has the blue paint spray, which again kind of doesn't make sense, but because of the way I perceived it as a kid, it feels like that's what it's supposed to be for that classic black suit Spidey or classic Venom. And they do have a version or two that has that, but they are either from other companies and very expensive that I don't want to pay, or they're so old that now as an action figure they're not very good, and I don't want a crappy action figure just because it has a color I like. So there's that, and then I bring it under, boop. See that? That to me that screams classic black suit Spider-Man. But I will go ahead in with the white and cut some highlights to make it a little bit more modern. I'll bring my down to 14. So I'll do a little bit of this. And get that. Let me see. Ox laughing at me, falling for his trick. I should have known better. I should have known better. So here I'm just doing some highlights. and this again, classic meets modern, because they probably wouldn't. Well, I mean, they might have like a yellow highlight or something, but they wouldn't have the digital white cut in the way I'm doing it anyway. Or maybe they would. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oops, that's too much. That middle one there. I like it coming up on the snout like that. There we go. That's better. So I'm imagining there's a light source. Even though the shadows are kind of inconsistent. What I'm doing right now, it's definitely doesn't make sense. I'm kind of drawing the highlights on the shadows, but whatever. I heard somebody talking about, I forget who the artist was, like again, like a 70s, 80s artist who did shiny black like on Scott Summers and characters like that. And I think it was Neil Adams talking about this. Either he did it or he was talking about like how do they get it to look like so cool and like wet and like that leathery look. And they were saying that the way the artist did it was to, instead of drawing shadows where the shadows should go, they were drawing highlights, like they were inverting it, is what I'm saying. So instead of drawing the black in the shadows, they draw the black in the highlights. And that kind of made it look shiny, and a lot of artists started doing that style afterwards. And that's sort of what I did here, without even thinking about it, is like if the light's coming from this way, I drew all the shadows that way, and then I put the highlight on top of it, and it gives it kind of a weird slick look, which is absolutely wrong. It's absolutely not the way light works and the way art works. Well, I shouldn't say it. It's not the way light works, but it is the way art works, because if it looks cool, it's correct. If you break the rules of reality and it looks good, you've done a good job with the art. So I'm not taking credit for inventing it, but I am using it because I think it's awesome. And again, my goal with this, which I didn't even realize till I got into it, because it's not Pork Rind, it's Peter Porker with this suit, which is, again, a classic version in time, makes me want to match that time. All right, so let me put a little bit of white on his spider web here, and then maybe I'll do one of these sort of. You always see people do this where it's like a spider web behind the spider character. I'll do one like that. I'll try to connect them through here. Actually, I did that badly. Whatever. Did it badly, but it'll be fine. And then just kind of, let me turn him off real quick so that I could get this. Fake it in. You can see when I turn him off, it's like, ugh, that wasn't good at all. But whatever. This actually, I don't know where this originated, but this reminds me of like the old Spider-Man cartoon. This kind of background. It probably predated that in some old Ditko comic or something, but that's what it makes me think of. Oh, there's. And yeah, I think we're gonna call that done. Maybe I'll put a little bit of shadow on the white just to make it pop a little bit more. And I'll do. Oops, where's that not going? Oh, because I got to put it on top here. But under that. See, now that's, maybe I got to put it the other way. Sorry, because I did the other shading on the other side, it makes me think. So the shadow should be on this side. And this is where we get into trouble, because the color, they probably wouldn't have the shading. Yeah, that works. Yeah, because I'm doing the shading on the white on the side it should be on, and the shading on the black on the opposite side. It's weird. We're charting new territory here, but we're gonna call this done. So let me save as. Spidey B. Make that big. Let me slide this over. Move that. How are we doing on time? So 7:20. So I started about 5-10 minutes late and went about 20 minutes over. So not too shabbo. And we bring this over. We didn't get as many as I would like to get done today, but that's fine. Sometimes we get more done, sometimes we get less done, and there's always next week. So let me see what's going on in chat. Marshall Lee, yep on the blue. Samurai Ox, I might have missed it, but we said there was enough time for a goblin. You know that's not true. You're not going to get a Jedi mind trick on me. I trained with Luke. Big Dog, I think he confirmed the goblin could be done due to popularity. Okay, you guys are getting out of control, but that's fine. I like you being a little rowdy. It's good, but I'm still going to leave. So let me set up a raid real quick. I should have had this open already, but I was having trouble. Like I said, technical stuff, which is part of why I started late. So let me just open up my Twitch so that when I end it, we could throw the love to somebody else, as I may have gotten a raid, possibly.
This is my favorite part.
Oops, get out of here, you. Let me mute that so you don't hear me in an echo chamber. So let me see who's online. We got, you know what? Let's Baja Bug, Jay Hansen. Let's do Baja Bug. I don't know if it looks like he's playing Resident Evil 2. And as I've said before, you don't got to stay forever, but you say hello, you throw up an emote You give him a follow. Follows don't cost anything, and it makes people feel good. So if you want to do that, it wouldn't be the worst thing for your karma if you believe in that stuff. So let me say Baha Bug 32. He's only got 2 viewers right now, so this will be a big deal for him. So we'll be back next week at 5:30. Thank you everybody for everything as usual, and I'm going to start a raid right now. It's going to go in 10 seconds. So this is Baja Bug, and like I said, say hi, throw him an emote, whatever. And meanwhile, this is Gazbot saying thanks, and I'm powering down.